My piece over the weekend was about geothermal energy, Japan, and KenGen. I spend a lot of my time watching the tape. The velocity and the volatility of the real-time tape is breathtaking. On Friday, I was watching events unfold at the Treasury where the Cabinet Secretary, Henry Rotich, and the Japanese Ambassador to Kenya, His Excellency Toshitsugu Uesawa, who by the way is a fluent Kiswahili speaker, a tremendous wag and can crack jokes, rather fine jokes in three languages, Japanese, Kiswahili and English, were appending their signatures to loan agreements for Olkaria 1, Olkaria 2 and Olkaria 3 geothermal power rehabilitation project amounting to 9.53 billion shillings. KenGen is also in the process of building a new 140 megawatt plant financed by a $400 million loan from JICA that is expected to start running by 2018. I learned that the loan has a 10-year moratorium and that interest is charged at 1% last week in a hearing before the House Appropriations Committee. The U.S. Navy Secretary Richard Spencer accused Beijing of weaponizing capital, saying China is making loans, not grants or aid, to finance infrastructure projects. If the debtor fails to make payments, the asset owner comes and reclaims it and says these are now ours, said Spencer. At a time when the cost of borrowing is a key issue around infrastructure, Japan deserves a shout-out for giving Kenya a long and inexpensive ramp. The Japanese have been a very strong partner to Kenya ever since I can recall. I told Prime Minister Shinzo Abe the same at the TCAD conference and reminded him that it was the Japanese who built the Nyali Bridge an eternity ago. We are keen on improving the lives of Kenyans through technologies that promote sustainable energy. We laud KenGen's capabilities in managing development projects, so said the ambassador. Japan, through the development agency JICA, has backed KenGen's geothermal drive in a big way. Kenya generated 45 megawatts of power with geothermal energy in 1985, now generates about 630 megawatts, nearly 400 megawatts of that production has come online since 2014. No matter how you cut it, that is a significant amount of generation in the geothermal world, says Jean Sionich, Chief Executive of EGS. Kenya ranks 9th worldwide in terms of installed geothermal capacity, just behind Iceland. Geothermal energy is widely attributed as having lifted Iceland from poverty in the 1970s to middle-income status. KenGen has been in existence for 60 years and last year appointed its first woman managing director, Rebecca Miana. The share price, which gained over 40% in 2017, is plus 5.26% this year. Interestingly, last year, PIC SA, which is wholly owned by the South African government, mopped up around 10% of the shares in the company. The arrival of PIC SA completely changed the dynamics around the share price. PIC extinguished the excess supply of shares and, by my estimate, continued to build on that position. KenGen reported a first half earnings where earnings per share declined 11.429%, essentially because of an uptick in the speed of depreciation and amortization. Half-year steam revenue accelerated by 27.951% and speaks to the underlying and even exponential shape of the forward earnings curve. KenGen was one of my picks for the year, and I expect a significant absolute return outcome at the end of this year. Green and renewable energy is a big thing now. I'm sure the MD is looking keenly at the opportunity around securitizing steam assets with a view to issuing a green bond. The KenGen infrastructure bond was a pioneering move for the Kenyan capital markets. I expect them to play the same catalytic role with the green bond. KenGen trades on a trading P of 6.56. Headline revenue growth was running at 4.297% at the half-year mark. Rebecca Miana and her team have a significant tailwind in their sales. 9 shillings a share will look very cheap at the end of the year, in my opinion. KenGen is up 5.263% year to date. Share price data is there on Rich Wrap-Ups. Top 10 geothermal countries based on installed capacity. This was in 2017 year end.